Virgo. My name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your March 2016 forecast for the month. I am so happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for your donations. I've been receiving a lot of beautiful donations without asking for anything in return. I think that's an amazing way to be in 2016. I really appreciate your support. You know who you are. And this month I'm using the Connolly Tarot deck by Peter and Eileen Connolly. It's an Irish deck, and I thought it was apropos for March. It has some Celtic design on the back, and the colors are so vibrant, they definitely remind me of spring buds. So I thought I would bring out Connolly and introduce this deck to the forecasts. I'll shuffle throughout the reading, but I'll start with the astrology. And that is on the 5th of March. We have a transit with Mercury, your ruling planet, into the sign of Pisces. And this is another mutable sign like you are. This is the 7th house. Mercury details communication, analysis. In the 7th house of marriage, business partnerships, your relationship, that's monogamous, your committed relationship. Mercury could see a lot of you being very talkative and easily understood now that he's direct in the 7th house. On that same day, on the 5th of March, Mars makes a transit as well into Sagittarius. It's a fiery combo with Mars being the planet of fire going into a fiery sign like Sagittarius. He works very well here. This is the 4th house of home for you. So in the top of March, you'll have a lot of energy perhaps to either entertain in the home, to be at home, the desire, which is Mars, the desire to be home, also the desire to connect with the mother figure in your life or your roots and foundation. Mars might give you the stamina or stimulus to return to where you were born or where you come from, what you consider your foundation and your roots. Saturn is also stationed in Sagittarius through the winter solstice of 2017, so still for quite some time, and he will be retrograding on the 25th of March in Sagittarius from the 16-degree mark back to the 9-degree mark through August 13th. So that's a pretty long retrograde, and in that 7-degree area is where you're having your Saturn review, Virgo, in that 7-degree chunk between the 16 and the 9-degree area of Sagittarius in your chart, your natal chart. So there's some limitations with Saturn, and conjunct Mars at one point, there could be friction between those two planets because Mars is so antsy and a lot of aggression and physicality and assertion. And Saturn is restructuring and restriction, limitations, and really wants to maybe make you a little uncomfortable before things can really break through with Saturn. So around the end of March, you might feel in your home space like it's not big enough, like you need to stretch out, you need to bust open the roof and branch out some. But that restriction is an energy that you might feel. On the 8th, this is eclipse month, we're in eclipse season now. So on the 8th of March, we have our new moon total solar eclipse at 18 degrees of Pisces in this mutable sign that you relate to, where Mercury is stationed, and the sun and the moon now, because of the eclipse being in that sector. But also meeting up with Neptune and Chiron, Neptune the ruling planet of Pisces, comfortably stationed in that sector, and Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid that is really healing this 7th house for you. Business partnerships, your marriage, if you're in one, could go through a total revamping. With the new moon solar eclipse, it's game-changing energy. It's not just a normal new moon. It's very expansive, and the effects of an eclipse can actually linger for several months, even 6 months or so. So there is a fresh start. Maybe some of you are starting over in your marriages, or you're starting a new engagement, or you're looking for a new partner. There's a fresh start with the new moon total solar eclipse in the 7th house of marriage. Not a great day to get married, though. I wouldn't recommend marrying on an eclipse. Eclipses are very, the energy is very nebulous and it can't be directed, so no candle work either on eclipses. It can go awry. It can get picked up and put into the wrong sectors. You don't need any of that. You don't need that magic working against you. Now, on the 12th, Venus follows suit and enters into Pisces, so there's a plethora of personal planets in the sector of Pisces for you. That's some alliteration for you. Plethora of personal planets in Pisces. I love that. So Venus is harmony, smoothing over, balance in the 7th house. What a beautiful place to have Venus, planet of love, Aphrodite, goddess energy, in your marriage sector. For those of you looking for connection, and not just dating, but connection for a lifetime, you need to be out and you need to be seen when Venus is in Pisces, because you're drawing in a very seductive energy with Venus in this position. And I think you're attracting the right people to you at this time. Now on the 20th, the Sun enters Aries. Happy New Year for the Western astrologers. This is one of my favorite times of year. I love the 20th of March through the 22nd of September. It is vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere. So the Sun enters Aries and everything starts in Aries. That Aries rules the head. It's the first sign on the astrological wheel, and it governs your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources, and 8th house of regeneration, renewal, rebirth. All things Scorpio rule the 8th house. It can get pretty deep in the 8th house. It can get dark and mystical. And I think that the Sun here is allowing you to see where your best resources are, your reserves. A lot of you might be combining finances or combining your money as a partnership. We'll see what the Tarot brings for you on that. But Mercury follows suit a day later after the vernal equinox on the 21st. Mercury enters this 8th house. So you have him for 16 days in that 7th house sector. And then your communication ruling planet moves into this shared resources. For those of you looking for loans or investors or to invest, perfect analytical transit to really get the right placement for your finances, because Mercury is checking off every detail and making sure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted, which you love as a Virgo, the details. So that works very well for your shared resources as a couple. It works well for, it can't all be rosy, and there's one definition of this transit that could apply, but not obviously to everyone. But you might hear news of people passing with Mercury in the 8th house being rebirth and also death. Mercury being information and communication. You might hear news of someone's passing in that 21-day transit of him in the 8th house from the 21st into halfway through April. Now on the 23rd, we have our full moon lunar eclipse, which is at 3 degrees of Libra in the 2nd house. So you have an adjustment to the finances here. 2nd house of money and self-worth, and then the 8th house of shared resources where you hold Aries is affected this month. Not a great day from the 23rd out of March to really spend a lot of money. This is a time where you really want to keep your eye on the budget. With a full moon lunar eclipse, there comes an ending and an awareness here in this 2nd house of money. So you need to be more astute and see what is really there instead of just spending blindly. Around the eclipse, it could set you back if you purchase a big ticket item. You're meant to hone in on your resources right now and not spend so freely. Now, you have Jupiter with you, Virgo, so this is huge, literally and metaphorically. Jupiter being in your 1st house is trining Pluto in Capricorn. We have an Earth trine energy that's lasting the entire month, actually all the way through the end of July. But Jupiter being in your 1st house, you're having a very expansive year. Jupiter will be there through August of this year. So definitely watch the diet, watch the weight, because Jupiter in your first house, solar first house, could see you put on some pounds. I know when Jupiter was in Leo, my rising sign, that definitely occurred, but it drops off once that planet exits. So watch the intake, especially if you are a Virgo rising. Okay, and make sure you watch your ascendant forecasts as well, because they're very accurate for transits. They might even be more accurate astrologically for you, and then the tarot for your sun sign. But having that trine in effect between your first and fifth house is bringing over a smoothing over with the relationship with your children, a harmonious filtered energy with your creative endeavors, and an expansion with the relationship of your children. You might be spending and expanding your time with them. Maybe how you are, if you don't have children, maybe this is regarding your viewpoint on kids or having them, or the fifth house of creativity and entrepreneurial energy. The fifth house of relaxation and fun and leisure. One of my favorite things, pleasure. So Jupiter trining Pluto will work for you between your first and fifth house. Let me get to the tarot. There's a few things I wanted to discuss with you that I have coming up in case you're interested. First, if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. This is what I do professionally. I read all through the week. So if you want to book with me, you can select your desired reading length via the PayPal button on my appointment request page at audreyalison.com, and I'll email you back and send you some available appointment options. Secondly, I'm recording these on February 24th, but tomorrow, the 25th, I will have these published. I'll be editing them tonight, but the 25th, I am a returned special guest on Goddess Alive Radio, where I'll be taking callers live for an hour for free tarot tasters with me. So make sure you call in early and get in the queue so we can get you on air and give you a live reading. I love doing that. This is my fourth time returning, and I just love being a guest on their show. For more information about that, you can go to my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Also, you can go to motherhouseofthegoddess.com. And the last thing I'd like to tell you is that I'm actually an instructor for the first time, and I'm excited about this. It's affiliated with motherhouseofthegoddess.com, but I'm an instructor at Mystery School of thegoddess.net. And I have not finished the course. I'm writing it, but I will be uploading it next month. And that way we can connect. If you don't want a reading with me, you can take my course, which will be The Magic of Tarot, using your intuition and divination, with Audrey Alison. So I'll have more information on that to come. Super excited about it. Okay, let's get to your cards, Virgo. Thank you for listening to what I had to say. And for March 2016, here are your cards. 5 of Coins. This is definitely regarding your money sector, the second house and eighth house. The message here is, don't forget to see how she's blindfolded? Don't forget to see the resources that you do have. You might have extra money in places you're not aware of right now, or you need to get a sense of your finances right now, but you could be missing something. And the eclipse in your second house will make you aware of it, will make you see what needs to be seen. You see how that little angel is taking her blindfold off? Interesting. Let's see what else. Knight of Pentacles. This is you, Virgo, the protector of your health and your wealth. Earth sign energy, coin card, second and eighth house affected, shared resources and personal self-worth and your own personal financial accumulation. More coin. What's up, Earth sign? 2 of Coins. Budgeting. Second house. 2 of Coins. Also shared resources. 8th house. This is your eclipse energy. You're rebudgeting. Some of you Virgos, I feel, have been spending and spending because Jupiter is with you. Now, Jupiter being in your first house is super positive because he gives you the faith and the optimism that you can handle any task effortlessly. When Jupiter was in my first house, I started a business. I knew I could do it. Jupiter with you is a catalyst energy, but it could also make you so overly optimistic that you're spending left and right. So you want to watch your credit card debt when Jupiter's in your first. You want to start to pay a little bit of that down, because I'm feeling like with all of these coin cards, it is about your money though, so the cards are, they're right on. Let me get to a few outcome cards as well. The Chariot. This is amazing. This is the sign of Cancer in the Tarot. The Chariot is a very informative card, information coming in. It's a very spiritual card too. You should pay attention to your dreams at this time. But the Chariot is saying full speed ahead. Not all the information is in yet, maybe to move forward, but it will be. I think you need the eclipses to just switch things up a little bit for you. Well, not the best card. Beautifully, aesthetically beautiful. The Ten of Swords. This is some strife. Maybe Virgoans are having money issues, money problems, not feeling like you have been earning enough and it's making you feel stuck. This is a card of sorrow and feeling stuck in one place. But here's also another outcome card, the Six of Coins. Shared resources, the 8th house. Loans, investments, other people's money, 8th house. Where the Sun and Mercury enter, and all of the vernal eclipse energy, or vernal equinox energy is happening in your 8th house. So look at that. You have the 5 of Coins, the Knight of Coins, the 2 and the 6. You know, I actually think these two just popping up here together, communication and news or information of sorrow or someone passing might happen for some Virgos at this time when Mercury enters the 8th. For the majority of you, I'm hoping that this is regarding your finances and maybe applying for loans or mortgages or investors and investing. But having the Chariot just randomly come through with the Ten of Swords, there's some news that you have to deal with that might tug at your heartstrings and might put you in a state of, you know what, today I might not get out of bed. And I would want to say this could be around the 21st through the end of the month. You could hear something when Mercury is in the 8th. I don't think this will happen for everyone, and I don't like doomsday predicting, but I'm keeping it real. So I just wanted to say information coming in that could cause sorrow is a way to interpret this. But I also feel that the overload of where you need to put your finances might just be like a little bit too much for you sometimes. Take your time with it through March. You don't need to finish it by the time spring starts, but there is a budgeting and a sense of rebudgeting and financial upheaval and changes coming in, not just in your cards, in the stars as well. Thanks for joining me, Virgo. I appreciate it. I'm wishing you a beautiful March. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.